Hello folks, this is Carl's, your friendly neighborhood violin teacher. Today we are going to be reviewing some things from last year for everybody, because I know it's been a long time since we've actually had a real violin lesson, and before that we didn't get a chance to finish the school year. So I know just about all of you have had a little bit of experience. If you're in third grade, of course you had the most, and second graders, and then first graders. First graders are coming up from kindergarten just last year. So I thought it doesn't hurt to kind of re-remember some of the basics about playing violin. So today we're going to do 4 things. We're going to remember how to hold our bow. We're going to remember how to do rest position. We're going to remember how to put the violin on our shoulder. And we're going to remember kind of our finger numbers. So this video is meant to be practiced every day. So all you have to do is have your violin handy and just follow along. If you don't have a violin, that's okay. You can still do most of the things we're going to do. Just instead of using a bow, you can just use like a magic marker or a pencil. The shape can still work, so that's no problem. The only thing you probably won't be able to do if you don't have a violin is you probably won't be able to practice putting the violin on the shoulder, but that's okay. You can still do plenty of other things with us. So as long as I have my bow, let's start with remembering a bow hold. So for a bow hold, where we hold it in our right hand. Oh, by the way, this video is mirrored. So if you just copy me, if you pretend like you're looking into a mirror, which might be terrifying, but pretend you're looking into a mirror anyway. And this side, this is my right side. So if you just copy this side for what I'm doing here, then you should be okay. All right, so remember a bow hold? We take our thumb, we actually probably get a little bit closer here. So for the bow hold, we take our thumb and we put it half on the horsehair and half on the ferrule. Remember the ferrule is that shiny thing right there, just below the horsehair. So we take our thumb, we put it there, then we take our middle finger across from it, and then we put the other fingers over, and our pinky stays on top. So again, I'll show you one more time. The thumb connects at the half on the ferrule, half on the horsehair. I know I said in all my videos, don't touch the horsehair, but this tiny little smidge right here down there is actually okay to do. So thumb there. Your middle finger, make sure it's really your middle finger is going to be right across from your thumb. Then your index finger on this side, your ring finger on that side, and we still have our pinky. Pinky's going to sit right on top, just like that. Just like that. Okay, so now that you have an idea of it, the next thing we want to remember is 3 little words: soft, separate, curved. Soft, because our hand is not going to be, we don't want to look at death grip on the violin, on the bow. We want it to hold it nice and soft, sort of like if we took the bow out, like imagine we were holding like a baby chick, like a baby chicken, you know, just very gently, very soft. That's the kind of gentleness we want. Just enough to keep the baby chick from falling. Just enough to beat gravity, that's all. So soft, separate, and curved. So soft is that. Separate is, you know, see our fingers are close together, but they're not actually touching. So separate means a little bit of space, but still pretty close. So soft, separate, curved, if you notice, all of my fingers are actually curved. I don't have anything pointy anywhere. Even my thumb is still bent. So of course we only have, we can't, it's hard to kind of curve our thumb, but we can actually bend our thumb. So when we say curved in soft, separate, and curved, for the thumb we mean bent. Now you don't have to have like super bent. This is tense, this is too much, but we don't want straight either. Somewhere in the middle there. So again, soft, separate, and curved. So if you have that, what we're going to do now is let's practice. We're going to practice 10 times making a bow hold. So, you ready? We're going to have thumb, our middle finger, our other fingers, and our pinky, and soft, separate, and curved. We're going to do it 10 times. So we'll start with 10 and just count down. So, closer here. So this is 10. 10. So down. Set your bow down for a second. Shake out your hand. Shake, 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 shake. Here we go. Thumb, half on the horsehair, half on the ferrule. Middle finger, index, ring finger. Soft, separate, and curved. 9. Shake, 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 shake. Thumb, middle finger. 8. 9. here. Half on the ferrule, half on the horsehair, middle finger across, index and ring. Pinky, remember, pinky is right on top. 7. You don't have to shake out your hand, but it's kind of nice to refresh it. Thumb. 6. Remember, soft, separate, and curved. Soft, separate, and curved. 6. We're halfway there. Remember, we're counting down. 5. 4. Excuse me. We have only 3 left. You can do it. You can do it. 3. Soft, separate, and curved. 2. 1. Cool. There we go. All right. So next on our list is reviewing rest position. So let's review rest position. So there are 3 parts for a rest position. You probably will all remember rest position is how you stand. Violin's a little dusty. Rest position is how you stand when you're waiting to play. So you can't see my feet, but number 1 is there are 3 things for rest position. Number 1 is my feet. You can't see my feet, but they're next to each other. They're touching. My feet are together. The next thing is my violin goes underneath my arm. And the last thing is my bow goes in the same hand that's holding the violin. And the tip should be pointing at the floor. So kind of 3 different parts. Feet together, violin snuggled under your arm, and your tip of the bow should be pointing at the floor. So I know you can't see that stuff, but my feet are together, the tip of my bow is pointing at the floor, and my violin is snuggled. So, feet together, violin snuggled, tip of the bow pointing at the floor. So this will be quick. We're not going to do this 10 times. We're just going to practice this 5 times. So we're going to set your violin and bow down somewhere safe. Okay, shake your hands. Here we go. We're going to count down from 5. So this is number 5. Feet together. Violin snuggled under your arm. And your bow in this hand, tip pointing at the floor. That's rest position. Now notice here for this, that I'm not holding my bow with a bow hold. We were just practicing so carefully our actual bow hold. Here it's just kind of in my fist, pointing at the ground. Please do not, super important for rest position. We're at 5, don't worry, we're going to do it 4 more times. Please do not stick your finger in here between the stick and the horsehair when you're holding your bow in rest position. So I have seen the past kids stick their fingers through here, and they kind of do some kind of weird kind of loopy thing when they're holding it in rest position. Don't do that because this slows it down, it gets the bow dirty, and I promise you it'll fall off your finger. I've seen it happen dozens of times. So just hold it just kind of gently in your fist with the tip pointing at the ground. Kind of like, anyway, like this here. Okay, so that was 5. We're going to do it 4 more times. So remember, feet together, which you can't see. Violin snuggled. The bow with the tip at the floor. Okay, that was 4. Shake, 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 shake. All right. Feet together. Violin snuggled. This underneath here. Tip pointing at the ground. Okay, so this is 3. Shake, 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 shake. All right. So feet together. Violin snuggled underneath, and very good. Safe rest position, bow hold, tip, point at the floor. All right, this is 2. We only have 1 more to do. Okay, shake, shake, shake. Feet together, violin snuggled underneath. And then a good safe bow hold here, tip pointed at the ground. Good safe rest position bow hold. Notice that my violin is actually pretty snug. I can't take it, I mean I can try to take it for myself, but my violin is snuggled underneath so I don't drop it so it's safe. Okay, so that's it for rest position. Okay, so the next thing after rest position is reviewing how we go from rest position to putting the violin on our shoulder. Now what I would like to review with you all is something called belly up. Second and third grade, you may have learned this a long time ago. Kindergarten, I'm so sorry. First graders, in my head, you were all kindergartners from last year, excuse me. So second and third graders, you may have learned this from somewhere else. First graders, I know you learned it from me last year in kindergarten. So we're gonna practice putting the violin up on our shoulder. We're actually gonna do it a lot of times, but the beginning is gonna be easy. So we're gonna start with belly up. So remember, belly up comes from rest position. So again, rest position, feet together, violin snuggled, tip is pointing at the ground. So for belly up, and remember, if you don't remember how to do belly up or you never learned it, that's okay. I'm going to show you here now, and we're not going to do it a bunch of times because I know most of you are reviewing. Most of you have seen belly up somewhere, so that's totally okay if you're like, oh, I don't want to do this again. Don't worry, we're not going to be spending a lot of time on it, but I want to start someplace that we all, most of us at least, are familiar with. So in rest position, first thing we do is play position feet. So remember, play position feet is your feet are no longer apart. They're sort of a little bit of space. So you want to stand, now you should feel like you're standing comfortable, so that's number one. Number two is, remember, you make your duck beak and you put it on the bottom. Notice here that the duck beak is underneath. It's not on top of my violin, it's below. So the duck beak goes there. Then I'm still holding my bow, I scooch back and I bring my violin here. Now it's, you can see here my thumbs. And then I just lift it above my head and I can still see my thumbs. And then I look at my elbow and I guide the button to my nose. And I snuggle it on my shoulder. Then I take this hand and I scooch it right here. And then, if you still remember, you can actually put your bow on your tummy and make a really good bow hold, just like this. My bow is not on the strings. We're not going to do that quite yet. We're just reviewing how this works. So this is belly up. We're going to do this 5 times in a row. Now, the nice thing about belly up is that once you're done, it's super easy to go back to rest position. I just sneak my hand back to the duck beak. Then I lift my arm and put it underneath. And I just make a fist. And of course, I have to put my feet back together. So that's really cool. Rest position and play position go back and forth from one to the other very, very easily. So we're going to count down. We're just going to do 5 belly ups. So here we go. This is number 5. Remember, we're counting down from 5 to 1. This is number 5. Play position, feet nice and comfy. Duck beak underneath. Take your other hands and put them together here. Violin upside down. So you can see it's here, it's below. Anyway. Then, now above your head. Good. Look at your elbow. Then guide the button to your nose. And then snuggle it on your shoulder. Scooch this hand back here. And then use your tummy. Or as long as we're talking about bow holds, over your thumb, your middle finger, and everything else, just like this here. Good. And I want to remind you of something which I just have now forgotten. Oh no, it'll come to me next time. So anyway, that was 5. And our feet go back together. All right. Here we go. Now, play position feet. Duck beak goes underneath, just like that here. And underneath. Good. Thumbs. So this above your head. Oops. It's your elbow. So right here. So what I remembered, here's what I remembered, is the whole point of this whole weird silly belly up thing is that the violin really should sit on your shoulder. If the violin is sitting on your chest, you're doing something weird. The violin is pointing right in front of you. If you have like a violin beard, I mean, I kind of like this beard, but if you have like a violin beard, you're probably doing something kind of wrong. So the violin should really go on your shoulder. Now it's also not pointing out, you may remember a violin wing, right? We don't have a violin wing. It's not straight out to the side, and it's not pointed right in front of you. It's sort of at an angle sitting on your shoulder. Okay, and then again, you don't need to put your bow on your tummy to make a bow hold, but you can if you feel more comfortable that way. Okay, good. So this is 4. And then scooch back. We only have 3 more to go. We only have 3 more belly ups to do. So, violin feet, So play position feet, duck beak. Into here. Let's get underneath and above your head. Look at your elbow, touch the button to your nose, snuggle here on your shoulder, scooch there, scooch here. All right. Okay, I've lost track of how many. I think we only have 2 more to do. Feet back together. We'll do it again. We have 2 more to do. Play position feet, duck beak here, underneath. Now above your head, and look at your elbow, and snuggle the button to your nose, and snuggle it right here on your shoulder. Boom, boom. Okay, we only have 1 more to do. All right, here's the last one. Play position feet, duck beak. Underneath, and above here, and look at your elbow, button to your nose, and there. All right, just like this. Actually, just like this. Okay, and then back underneath. Hey, and that was it. Yeah, we're switching it over so I don't. Okay, cool. So that's it for. So we've already reviewed belly up and rest position and how to hold our bow. There's one last thing today, which is a quick review of our finger numbers. So right now I'm tapping the fingers. This is my left hand. Remember that your left hand is the hand that plays violin. It doesn't matter whether you write with your, most people write with their right hands. It's kind of confusing because right, the thing with a pencil, and right hand are spelled differently and they come from different places. So, sorry about that. Anyway, so most people write with their right hand, but for violin, it's always the left hand. Even if you're a left-handed writer or a right-handed writer, it doesn't matter. We always play violin with this hand, and the right hand is always the bow hand. So again, the left hand is always the violin hand, the right hand is always the bow hand. So we're going to do a quick review. We all know the names of our fingers, of course, right? This is the thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. We all know that stuff. What we're going to do now, though, is review the finger numbers for our violin hand. So this is going to be super easy. Remember, they're just numbers. Well, they literally are just numbers. So we're just going to practice some taps. We're going to do 10 of them. This is first finger. First finger is also the index finger. But remember, in violin, we don't call it the index finger on this hand, on the violin hand. We call it first finger. Finger number 1 or first finger. So let's do 10 finger taps for first finger. And remember that we want good circles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Super easy. Shake, shake, shake. Second finger, the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake, 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 shake. Third finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake, 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 shake. And then lastly, fourth finger. So see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake, 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 shake. We're going to do the same thing, just in reverse order. So now we're going to start with fourth finger. Here we go, fourth finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Don't worry if I'm moving too fast and that feels like it's, then you can watch the video again or rewind this little part. But don't worry if you can't do them all, because we're supposed to be doing this every day for a little bit, so you'll catch up. Don't worry if you can't do it quite as fast. You'll get there. Third finger, 1, but maybe I'll slow down a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was third. Now we're going backwards from fourth to third. Now we're going to second finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shake, shake, shake. And finally the last one is first finger again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that was it for today. This is the kind of video you should be doing a tiny bit of every single day. And let's see kind of how you guys are all in a few days. Thanks a lot.